some more lipo, fat transfer, and how to get rid of that hanging tummy without tummy tuck. So any questions you might have today, and all of you, as you jump on here, you should go check out our new lower pricing. We have a quick quote system where you can get an instant quote. Go to our website. We've been having some issues with the link on Facebook, so if you copy and paste the link and put it in the browser, it works way better. But go to our website, myshapelipo.com. The links are there. You can get the quick quote, instant quote. You get your information immediately, and it helps you make a decision for what's next.
Absolutely. Changing lives, one person, one patient at a time. It is an amazing thing what we got to do. I wake up every morning and I just feel like I get to give good karma back to the universe. Mm-hmm. I know you feel the same way, and so it's super rewarding. Had a follow-up patient come in today, and it never ceases to amaze me. She's wearing her original clothes. We treated the front of the belly. She's wearing her original clothes, and she has to hold them as she's walking in because the waist is just way too big, right? And she goes, "Oh, no, I can't buy new clothes yet because I've got to wait till we finish the sides and the back, and then I can go ahead and purchase all these clothes." So it was super fun to watch, super fun to see.
Which kind of brings up an issue is like if you have a full body transformation planned, you're going to have these in between phase where you don't necessarily fit into your clothes because, like, let's say for example you're a bigger person, we take that front of your abdomen away, all of a sudden your pants don't fit you anymore. But if your plan is to continue going down the path, it may not make sense to buy a bunch of new clothes right away because it'll change pretty quickly again.
It will be tempting. You'll start looking at yourself in the mirror. In the morning you'll wake up, get out of bed, walk by that mirror, and you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm looking amazing. I'm gonna go buy something for myself." And so it is infectious, it is contagious. But yeah, when we finish off the rest of her procedure, she's going to look amazing, and she was so appreciative. She mentioned that she used to shop at one of the famous brands, American Eagle, right? And we all know that they don't make clothes for skinny or for bigger people. It's always for skinnier people, kind of like Abercrombie and Fitch and Hollister. So yeah, she was excited to get back into that American Eagle store and try on some of those clothes.
So everybody loves Kei, or Kei, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. You said you need an appointment now. Well, first step I would say is get your quick quote so you get your pricing. And if you're interested in like the pricing, the pricing is generic. It's based off of, we categorize people based off their BMI. And yes, I figured out how to calculate BMI. But we utilize it as a categorization, so it puts people into these different groups. And one of the issues we were having previously is, like, obviously a larger individual is not the same as a smaller individual, so we have to price them differently. And this allows us to give you a standardized price easily without seeing pictures of you. It's just based off of your BMI. So it's pretty amazing, and I'm hoping this is going to work out well. I'm sure there's going to be some kinks in the tubing, but
yeah, we do this so that we can address a lot more people. The real reason this came about, the genesis of this, was because we were getting so many inquiries, we just couldn't keep up with them. We just don't have enough staff for them. And so this gets you a quote quicker, and you're able to kind of conceptualize, okay, this is how much it's going to cost me in a ballpark. Right. And then when we move forward, we do a more one-on-one. We give you a call, and we talk about your goals, and we look at your body, and we really confirm where we're at. So right. We're giving you the generalized, everybody gets this, whatever, if you fall into this category, but then we customize it according to what your needs are, and we make sure that we meet what your goals are and right. where you're going in life.
So obviously, before we do any of these procedures, we need to speak with you and do a formal consultation and get all your questions answered and make sure that we're doing the right plan. So we can't just automate the whole process, but we're doing as much as we can at this point to get as many people helped as possible, to get you these basic ideas of what it's going to cost. And then if you're interested and you like that price, then you want to set up a formal consultation, then we need to see pictures and discuss things with you.
Además, tiene que tener un poco de paciencia porque, estamos creciendo o, haciendo todo en la página de web en inglés, pero de pronto va a ser en español para que todos que se hablan español puedan entender y recibir su precio también, ¿ok?
So Maria says, when you have a much loose skin around your belly, do you recommend lipo or tummy tuck? And so, like much loose skin, that's a very, very vague. We have to see specifically what you're talking about. But I'll tell you, we don't do a tummy tuck, so I don't recommend tummy tucks. But with that said, some people are going to need or want them. The choice is ultimately up to you. I can only provide information. Uh, but I know that when we remove fat from the belly, even when you have loose skin, the skin tends to tighten up. But there are limitations. So we do the best that we can. Uh, Typically, if you have an abundance of fat still left in your belly, and you have loose skin as well, it's better to do liposuction first. And then if you still have loose skin afterwards and you want it cut away, it's easy to cut away just the skin with the tummy tuck. They can do a mini tummy tuck. It should be a lot easier when they don't have to deal with the fat. Typically, when they do a tummy tuck, they just simply don't do enough liposuction, which that is detrimental to the results.
Yeah, because it's hard work, right? I mean, you'll see once you're on our table and we're working, you will oftentimes, I run hot, my metabolism runs hot, so you'll see me sweating profusely as we're grinding and we're trying to be really, really efficient with our time. And then Trevor sweats every once in a while.
Susie says, why don't you guys reply? We do. However, there's a bunch of people and we're trying to answer the questions, so we're doing our best.
So we're trying to go ahead and and streamline our system. We've had some growing pains as of late. So we're trying to get the system automated to where we think it can manage itself, and we can go ahead and intervene as we need to and address everybody and make sure that their needs are met and we have conversations with all of them.
Vicky says, do you guys do extended tummy tucks? We don't do any tummy tucks. We don't do any of the cutting procedures. We do liposuction only. So if you're looking for the cutting procedures, this is the wrong place for you. However, you'll see all the pictures behind us are people that avoided the tummy tucks. If you're looking to avoid a tummy tuck or an arm lift or a thigh lift, or if you're looking to avoid those things, those are the people that are going to be interested in our procedure. And you can see the skin always retracts back. The plastic surgeons keep telling people that they're going to have this empty sack of skin and they have to cut it away, and that's just simply not true. But you have to, take a look at our pictures. All these people are real people, and they are on Facebook, Instagram. You can connect with them directly. If you go to our private support group, the My Shape Lipo support group on Facebook, you can connect with these individuals directly and ask them questions.
And I'm sure you guys could probably request to see some of their real-time photos. I mean, these are all photos that are submitted by them. We don't doctor them in any way, as you can tell by, you can see these intricate details of their abode, right? So these are their photos. We don't put them back behind, in front of a green screen and manipulate them in any way. And this is just a way to be super authentic.
So do you guys do back lipo? Adriana. We do lipo everywhere.
Yeah, wherever there's fat, Adriana. Yeah. So listen, if you have fat in your Dowager's hump, if that's what you're talking about, if you're talking about that back, or if you're talking about the back bra rolls that kind of hang over your swimsuit and hang over your bra line, which is super irritating and it causes chafing right here in your underarms, we do that. We do the lower back as well, and we sculpt the butt. Okay, and it makes it look like you had, a butt job or a Brazilian butt lift. So yeah.
So let me kind of clarify the way our quick quote system works. It has to be standardized in a way, and what we prefer is to treat the body in 3 different sections. So we treat everything in the upper body, which would include the arms, the underarm, the upper back, and the chin, as well as if you have anything in the buffalo hump area. And then the midsection, we go 360 all the way around the waistline. And each of these would be separate procedures, at which time we address the entire problem of that section of your body. And in this way, we've been able to get the biggest, most dramatic changes for individuals and take care of all their problems, not just a portion of their problems.
Moreover, we get super consistent results, and the results are very aesthetically pleasing. Okay, they're not. We don't leave you half done. We don't give you a half a job, right?
And what I've found over the years is there's a lot of people, and it's usually for cost purposes, that they try to do less than what they need. And when you do less than what you need, you get shitty results. Yeah. And I would prefer to push people away from that. However, there are some individuals that they still want to do these lesser packages, and sometimes maybe you've already treated other areas within those packages, so we can put something together to make it. But as far as the quick coat is concerned, it's surrounded around these packages that we've created, and if you fit into it, it works fantastic for you. About 75% of people will fit into it. A small percentage of people won't, but at least you can get some basic idea of our pricing and then set up a formal consultation so we can discuss.
Yeah, and if you're adamant that you feel like, maybe you don't fit into one of those categories and you're kind of borderline or you're unsure, submit your consultation request, and we'll call you and we'll discuss your goals, and we'll go ahead and we'll make sure that we're all on the same page to get the goals that you're looking for.
Susie, she says that you sent your photos and haven't received anything back. So if you did one of our free consultations and you're booked out, this is the whole purpose of why we created the quick quote system, is so that we can get to those people immediately. So all you have to do is go do the quick quote, and you can get a basic quote for what you want. And if you need a human to look at it and you want to send those pictures, we do our free quick quote, the email, so we'll respond by email. And if you want to speak to us directly and get our opinion specifically on developing a plan for you, then we charge for that. That's a formal consultation. So I hope that answers your question, Susie. And I apologize, it was really difficult for us. We had hundreds of people with these free consultations. We simply didn't have the time to call people back individually. So we are hoping that all the people can be helped quickly through this quick quote system.
And then when they're ready, they schedule their consultation with us, and we expedite them through the process. We get them set on a date. But yeah, things like when you're dealing with those types of numbers, those types of requests, yeah, we wish we could have like a whole room of like secretaries to go ahead and fill all of this stuff, but it's just not feasible for us. So Jeanette asked a question, and Jeanette, this is, I'm kind of taken aback because, your question is a great question. It says, how long do the results last? But if you're saying that, if you're asking that, you're kind of missing our mission statement, right? So we use this liposuction as a starting point for you to get healthier, okay? For you to change things in your life, for you to become a better person, for you to become a healthier person and a healthier individual. If you're asking, okay, well, that means that you're inferring basically, yeah, I'm gonna get liposuction and then I'm just gonna continue those old habits. How long is it gonna last? I hope that's not where you're going with it. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but this is an investment into your long-term health. The results will last as long as you want them to. Okay, we are physically removing fat cells from an area. We are sculpting your body, and as long as you do what you're supposed to do, your body is gonna maintain that size. Okay, now age is going to catch up with everybody, so over time you're going to lose some muscle tone, but the fat cells will never come back unless you decide that you want to go ahead and
right. So
get unhealthy.
I've actually had patients over the years that do this, and they come back every 2 to 3 years to treat the same area because they don't have the discipline to control what goes in their mouth. And that's their choice. Clearly, I'm here to tell you that the results will last forever if you continue on if you can maintain your weight or decrease your weight. The results will last forever and they'll be amazing. But if you don't do that and you don't change your lifestyle and you go back to the old patterns that you have, those old patterns will just recreate the same problems.
So Freedom, Denise Williams says, I wish you guys were in Racine, Wisconsin. Listen, most of our patients come from out of state. It's really easy to fly into Las Vegas. There's a lot of flights that are really cheap, a lot of hotels. You're here, we've got plenty of resources. So yeah, don't prevent you getting healthy and changing your life just because of where we're located.
It's a quick flight from pretty much anywhere in the country.
Absolutely.
Let's see on Instagram here. Hello, my question is, can I get 2 procedures at once, meaning the stomach and the legs? So look, we break these down for safety purposes. And so the size of the packages that we created allows for the maximum amount of fat to be removed, the maximum amount of numbing fluid to be used for that person's size. So when you talk about doing multiple sections of the body, like the whole abdomen and then part of the legs as well, it's going to push you way over the limit of how much fat that we can remove, as well as how much of the numbing medication that we can use. So other doctors will offer you this. They will do this for you. However, what they do is they use less fluids, take out less fat, and get mediocre results. And if that's what you want, then those people will help you. But if you want to get the type of results that we get, the consistent results that we get, the big dramatic changes that we get, then you got to do it with our pathway, with our our
methodology.
Plan, our methodology.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's another one that says, "Hi, do you recommend a gastric bypass for a person weighing 180 pounds. I hope that's 180 pounds. Lindsay, no, we don't recommend gastric bypass for anybody. We don't. Why? Because, listen, some people have problems with metabolism. I get it. Some people have behavioral problems. Sometimes people have health issues that cause them to gain weight, put on weight. However, okay, a gastric bypass or a gastric sleeve limits the amount of nutrients your body can get. So in essence, you're starving your body, okay? How about let's do this? Instead of getting a gastric sleeve, let's look at the areas that you're concerned about. Let's remove the fat. Let's get you on a healthy pathway with diet and exercise, okay? And let's maintain a healthy status of your body. Don't starve it, because then you're going without essential nutrients. So no, I don't recommend a gastric sleeve, but some people do it.
Right.
Trevor doesn't recommend it, but everybody to each his own. Just come and talk to us. Submit your photos, and we'll be happy to answer all of that.
It's an opinion. I think there's obviously they have these procedures, and there are people that would benefit more from each of these different procedures. This is our opinion. We don't do that, so it obviously doesn't make sense for us to recommend it. But some people it will make sense to you. 180 pounds is not severely obese,
No.
So with liposuction we should surely be able to solve your issues.
Unless you're like 3'5", then that would be severely obese.
Ashley says, will having Lipo 360 BBL leave saggy skin? It depends on how you start. The skin retracts back exceedingly well, and we also utilize a smart lipo laser to enhance the skin tightening. We can get up to 57% more skin tightening with the use of a laser. However, it's not magic, and some people will be limited, and some people won't get as much skin tightening as they want. So, you don't know until you try. And so in some cases, what I suggest is just try, do the liposuction, get the fat out, and see how well your skin tightens up. And in most cases, those people are happy enough and they don't need a tummy tuck or any cutting of the skin. However, small percentage of people may decide to go forward with some type of cutting procedure afterwards, and that's fine.
So what's interesting, the patients that I've treated that have had the gastric sleeve or bypass and they've lost a rapid amount of weight, their skin retraction can't keep up because the weight loss is so severe, and those are the ones that needed the plasty or the cutting afterwards. But if you do it how we do it, we remove the fat, we keep compression on, it gives your skin the chance to go ahead and kind of come back to its natural state. So that's what we found, and it's worked really, really good. What's up, Michelle? Michelle Brantley, she's one of the regulars. Oh man, she's just a super infectious person that is very fun to be around. So, she's part of the support group. If you guys have any questions, she'd be happy to answer. She's done I think 3 procedures now.
Angelica, she says, precio de lipo. Quick quote.
Bueno, me imagino que esa persona está preguntando si puedes hacerlo por la papada. Yo creo que esa es la papada, ¿no? No sé. Bueno, alguien tiene que comentar, pero la papada es este espacio, yo creo, abajo de la torbillo, yo creo que se llama, y podemos sacar la grasa. Donde hay grasa, podemos sacarla, ¿ok?
So Maria says, I have a bump on my upper back. We call that the buffalo hump. That would be included in part of our upper body package. So if you want the upper body package would be the arms, the front and back brow roll, so everything in the upper torso as well as the chin and its upper back. So typically if you have this, typically you're going to have issues with the chin, you're going to have issues with the arm and the upper back. So I would take care of the whole problem. It's included in our package, so that would be my best recommendations. But obviously, if you don't want to do the package, you only want that, we can do that as well. Ooh, here's a Spanish.
Yo quiero, pero no estoy lista para renunciar a lo bueno de la comida. Okay, so she says she wants to, but she's not ready to go ahead and commit and stop eating all of the good food. Yeah, bueno, cuando estés listo, bueno, que nos llama, okay? Podemos cambiar lo que tienes. Can I get 2 procedures done at the same time? If you go back to the first of the video, we talked about this. Listen, your body, we are really aggressive in how we go about it, and we make sure that it's done safely. And by taking out too much at one time, it can be a real risk. And so, no, typically, we only work on certain areas. If we're working on the upper body, we work on the upper body. If we work on the midsection, we work on the midsection. If we're working on the legs, we work on the legs. Sometimes we can throw in a chin at the smaller area. But yeah, typically the answer is no, we can't do 2 surgeries at one time.
So Ashley says, you do 360 BBL, yes, we do. It depends on your size. Larger individuals, that's not possible for safety purposes. Smaller individuals, it is. So again, do the quick quote, and that should be able to give you an idea of whether it's possible for you.
So listen, Michelle has absolutely had more than one procedure and she loves her results. So jump on the support group and she would love to answer all of your questions. She just writes right here, don't hesitate, do it today, you will not regret it. No piénsenlo con mucho tiempo, tiene que hacerlo porque va a gustar sus resultados. Ella promete que eso va a pasar.
I think this is.
So, I got another question over here. Oh, Ms. T, she says, I've been quoted and I've been saving up since December. I should have it all before 2020, summer 2020. Listen, that is awesome because that's basically what it comes down to. You know, there's certain things that impede you from doing things in life, and we understand that the finances is one of those things, right? But I don't know if you ever listen to your mom. Your mom says, "Well, there's a will, there's a way." You know, that's a famous adage that I was always told. And so, when you're ready, save and come in. So Diana Juárez Tejada, vi el excelente trabajo que hicieron con Tati, me gustó. Bueno, Tati era una de nuestros pacientes muy favorita porque ella tiene un sonrisa que es bien infectious y todo eso, y ella es una mujer buenísima y tenemos mucho ánimo a trabajar con ella. So I just said she saw the good work that we did on Tati and she really likes it. Yeah, and then Miriam, she answers the question. Yeah, tienen que enviar sus fotos a nuestra página de web para que podamos ver. Y cuando estés listo, fija una consulta y podemos transformar su cuerpo. Can you do Lipo 360 in the chin the same day? Yes, depending on the size, Erica Flores, absolutely. Si saca grasa para transferir a los glúteos, podemos sacar la grasa de donde quieres, de donde no quieres la grasa, y podemos transferirla a las nalgas y también a los senos. Okay.
And just if you could just reiterate about getting the quick quote, there's people asking about pricing.
Bueno, en cuanto a los precios, okay, tenemos un sistema que es bien fácil. Tiene que ir a nuestra página de web donde se puede entrar su información, su altura y también su peso. Eso, se dividen todos en una categoría específica donde hay un precio, donde se puede averiguar promedio lo que cobramos, okay. Después de eso, vas a fijar una consulta. Vamos a hablar contigo por como 15 o 30 minutos para averiguar cuáles son los metas y tenemos que asegurar que eso es lo que necesitamos hacer, ¿ok?
Okay, Susie, you're asking how much is Lipo 360? It depends on your size. Go do the quick quote, and that will break it down based off your BMI. And just keep in mind, people, this is based off of your BMI. So if you put in incorrect information, you're gonna get an incorrect quote. So put your information in, make sure it's accurate, and the recommendations based on the quick quote, it's intuitive, it's a smart quick quote. So based on your size, it'll tell you different recommendations and different pricing.
And keep in mind, we check when you show up at the office. If we give you a price, right, and you decide that you want to engorge and you want to put on a bunch of weight before you show up, we have to verify where you're at, because so most of this is based on your health and how much we need to take out from a certain area. So it's a safety issue, but if you decide that you want to put on a bunch of weight before you come, we might not be able to do a 360 if that's what you're scheduled for.
Right.
Okay, and we're gonna have to change some things. So please be honest with what your stats are. Moshi or Mothi says, what about fibroids? So that's interesting. Adenomyomas or leiomyomas, right, are benign fibrous growths inside the uterus, and they're usually perpetuated or more symptomatic when you're cycling, if they're hormone type responsive. And so, we don't go inside the abdominal cavity or the pelvic cavity at all. So if you have fibroids, it's not really a big deal, okay? Now, if you're hemorrhaging, if you're having vaginal dysfunctional uterine bleeding, and severe pain, then we probably should wait and make sure that your specialist is on board, and we check your labs, make sure your blood levels are at an appropriate level, okay? But yeah, fibroids in and of itself, no, it's not a big deal.
Okay, so Ms. T, what does 360 mean? So 360 is all the way around. So 360 all the way around the waistline. And some individuals are able to do that. I know you mentioned that you were quoted previously for 10 areas. Our pricing is different, so make sure that you go through the quick quote system to make sure that you get the updated pricing, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
And I think that's what Am Sunkiss asked. If you're already given a quote, does the lower prices apply? Absolutely. Yeah. So jump on our system and get plugged back into the matrix, and we'll give you the appropriate price for what your body is.
Where are you located? We're in Vegas. Thank you, Stacy. Okay, we do have financing options. Elsie's in the house. What's up, Elsie? She says, yes, no tummy tuck, and the best decision I made, just abdominal and pubic area. Send in your information. So Elsie she's one of our previous patients. She's had just the front of her abdomen treated, had amazing results. And just to let you know that also with our new package deal, the front of the abdomen, the pubic area is included. So we're going to take care of everything on the front of your abdomen, the entire problem. And our intent is to take care of the entire problem. And if you go with the package, you allow us to do what is necessary to get you the best results. And if you try and break the packages up and do smaller things, then you're breaking up and we're not able to control everything, which the results will, they'll be what they will.
Yeah, so you had that, I mean, I heard you talking in one of the consultations today, the lady, very sweet lady. Her perception was, I only need these areas right here on the side. But in reality, she needed all the way around. Now, so please, when we call and we talk to you, please understand that this is what we do all day, every day. And we understand that by working in one area, it might leave another area out of proportion. So, it's okay if you say, no, I disagree with you. That's fine. But listen, you have to listen to what we suggest because this is what we do.
And the thing is like, if we give our recommendations and perhaps we are not able to verbalize and put it into words exactly the reasons why we believe you should do this, and maybe we're not able to convince you, but if you choose to go against our recommendations and things don't turn out the way that you want, then it may have been because we didn't do everything. And I've had this. See, the problem is this has happened too many times, where people go against my recommendations and then they come back later and say, I wish I would have listened to you. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to save you from making a stupid mistake and doing things that are for the wrong reasons. And we're trying to get the best possible results, and we're trying to, protect you is what we're trying to do.
Absolutely. Listen, I would never go to Leonardo da Vinci, and say, hey, can you paint this wall, this mural for me? And then sit there and critique him and tell him how to do it.
Right.
Okay. So, I mean, not that we're the equivalent of that, but, I think we're pretty close. There you go. I'm just kidding.
Mamar Reyes, how old do you have to be to get surgery from you guys? Well, I think the standard answer for this type of procedure is I say 18 years old. However, there is no definitive laws or anything of that nature, so it's kind of a judgment call, an ethical call, and we just have to evaluate the situations. If you're close to 18, then it may not be an issue, or you have other reasonings why you want to move forward.
Bueno, una mujer dice, no entiendo, no chimba, ni chimba. No, bueno, disculpe, bueno, esa es la lengua que tengo. Si quieres saber más en cuanto a español, bueno, vamos a tener una página que tiene el contenido en español en algunas semanas, pero si no me puedes entender, lo siento.
LaShonda, I think I spoke with you earlier today. What are the labs required? When you schedule, the girls will discuss that with you, and the labs will be ordered and sent to your email. We've made it really easy. The system that we have, we just email you the request for labs, and then you take it to a local, is it LabCorp or one of the
blood draw places.
One of the blood draws. They're all over the country. They're everywhere. So it should be pretty easy for you. But You don't have to worry about that. We just order it for you.
So the idea is like, which ones do? We do everyone that's pertinent to give us a good idea of how your body system is at that particular state. Now we understand that they're going to change, right? Because the body system is always in a static state, but at least it gives us a good idea on what your electrolyte levels are, what your blood levels are, if you have any clotting disorders. And sometimes we find illnesses or chronic illnesses that haven't been diagnosed yet. I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people that have never been to a primary care doctor in years, and sometimes they're like, oh, I didn't know that. So, so it's a good thing. We want to make sure that this is a safe procedure for you. Miss T asked the question, how many days should I plan to stay in Vegas after the procedure? So, listen, we recommend this as kind of a general rule, Miss T. You show up a day before, and the reason that we want you to show up a day before is because we want you to get settled in. We want the anxiety level to be down. We want you to eat and drink something that night. We want you to wake up the next morning fully rested, eat and drink again, right? And then come to our office, get their surgery, and then we want you to stay in town for 2 days. Why? Because we care about you. And we want to make sure that everything goes well. And if you have any problems, we can take care of you. It's hard to take care of patients that have gone, back to their home out of state. We have a very good network of people and resources here in Las Vegas. And so if you need something, we can usually get it done. So that's why we recommend you stay here.
Can you gain weight back after lipo? Of course. Of course. This does not stop you from eating. It does not stop you from living an unhealthy lifestyle. And the people that do, they do gain weight. But here's the interesting thing is they don't gain as much weight back in the area that we treat. They gain it all the other places where they have fat. So we are not stopping you from living a bad lifestyle, but we are encouraging you to live a healthier lifestyle and not gain back weight after liposuction, because if you don't gain back weight, then the results will stay forever.
So Lindsay Mendoza asks, how much do you charge per area? Please, Lindsay, jump on our webpage, okay? Go through the quick quote. It takes like literally 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes. It takes like 20 seconds. And you can highlight the areas that you're looking at. We have a chart that identifies them. And then you can click into whatever area you think is specific to you, and you can have a pretty good idea on where you're at. So
it's not an area-based system anymore. So it's not, we used to charge $12.99 per area for the pricing, and that's not an area-based system. So it doesn't work out that way.
Oh, there's Blanquita. She is a my-shaped lipo celebrity right there.
Lipo goddess.
Take a look at this. Man, this is what hard work and dedication gets you. Mm-hmm. So, she's got quite a few kids. This was probably at her heaviest, and she said, listen, I'm done with it. I'm done with, not looking good in clothes. I'm done with wearing these big dresses and hiding off my shape. And look at this. Oh, my goodness. Right there. Money shot from the side.
So, Missy, my 3 Angela... can we do 360 lipo and thighs at the same time? No. Again, we like to, if you go through the quick quote system, you see how we separate the upper body, midsection, and lower body. We like to keep those areas within one procedure, and we like that the packages are designed to get the maximum benefit out of that section. So the packages are designed specifically to maximize the amount of fat that we can remove, as well as the maximum amount of numbing fluid that we can use in one procedure. So there are limitations for safety purposes, and our goal is to get the best possible results while keeping you safe.
Oh, okay, so Jeanette says, of course, I understand that you have to maintain the results. I meant for fat transfer to the breast. Is all fat expected to stay, or does the volume reduce with time? Yeah, so when we inject the fat, you have an inflammatory response, so this area is going to swell up. Okay, so as you're healing, you're going to have a deflation. That inflammatory response is going to go down over time, and they say that you're going to lose about 30% of the fat we inject in there. So, right about 8 weeks is kind of where you're going to be and what's going to stay. And then, as you age, your body naturally gets rid of things that it doesn't need, and so it might get rid of some of the fat tissue. ¿Dónde están ubicados? Where are we located? Bueno, nosotros estamos en Las Vegas, Nevada. Es bien fácil volar, tener un vuelo acá por avión y quedarse acá con muchos hoteles. Es bien fácil. Tenemos todos los resources para ayudarte a tener una experiencia buena.
See, Michi Mia, he says, how much for thigh, belly, and back lipo run? You know, you're not going to fit into our, full body liposuction is not one of the things we offer. We break our procedures down into smaller procedures for safety purposes. If you have some, desires that don't fit into our quick quote system, then you need to get a formal consultation where we can speak to you directly and make decisions. However, if you listen to what we're saying throughout this thing, and if you re-listen to it, I explain in detail the reasons why we break this into different sections is to get the best possible results while keeping it as safe as possible for the patients.
So Diddy Nail Spring says, I've lost 35 pounds. I have 3 C-sections. My belly looks like the pick in the back. I would assume this one. Okay. So it says, I really want a tummy tuck, or would lipo do the work? So listen, she didn't have a tummy tuck. She didn't, and this is 7 weeks after. Okay. So is her skin completely flat? And no, it's not, because it's still retracting. But look at this. Look at the size difference. You can barely see the bottom of the bikini in this picture. And then look at that. You can see the whole bikini there. And what I'd like to point out when this photo comes up is look at this face. Very guarded, very don't look at me, mean mugging, whatever. And then look at this big smile. I mean, if that's what you're looking for, I promise we can give you one of these. Okay?
So Lizette says, does it work if you have that pouch from the C-section? So C-section does little scars at the bottom. It tends to cause adhesions, which causes the belly to fold over right there, and you can get that what girls call a pouch. Yes, it absolutely works. We've dealt with, clearly we have lots of women who have had C-sections, and we have techniques to break up that scar tissue and make everything flat. We also go into the pubic area as well, which the intent is to keep everything as flat as possible to alleviate a lot of the puckering that you would get from the C-section scar.
So Jover asks, can you take a flight right after the procedure? So we just talked about this 5 minutes ago, or maybe less. We like you to stick around in town, just so if there's any complications, we can take care of you. So, we have all of the recommendations for you guys to have success with our procedures, okay? Because we want you to look the best that you can. If you choose to fly back, okay, then that's on you, okay? But bottom line is, it's not very hygienic, okay? You're gonna be leaking out some fluid. You need to just rest and give your body a chance to catch up. That's what you need.
Jessica Avila, do I have to be vaccinated to come in there?
Trevor doesn't even believe in COVID.
No, we don't require that, and that's certainly not, the federal government's not requiring that. In fact, I heard that they're backing down from all their stuff. So,
but we do ask that you be a good citizen, and if you have symptoms that could be consistent with COVID-19 or any other illness, that you let us know, and we'll try and make arrangements, or we'll reschedule you or whatever. Okay.
So Terry Hogus, you said you didn't see anything on the quick quote referencing the pubic area. Is this still available? Yeah, Terry, I'm gonna have to add it in there because it's actually included in the front of the abdomen package. It seems that most of women that have larger bellies, a larger BMI, they need assistance with the pubic area. So we just, again, my intent with these packages are just, we want to take care of the entire problem and stop leaving it up to people to make a decision, based on money. So we made the prices, reasonable, very, very reasonable. And we include all the stuff that needs to be done to get the best results. So I will add that in there to make it more clear. So thank you for pointing that out. Is lipo least expensive than a tummy tuck? I don't know. We don't do tummy tucks, so I don't know what the pricing is.
Sorry, I'm just going to make a phone call right here because on Instagram, there's a patient named Kim Walla. Says, I'm ready. I got money. Just call me back. LOL. Okay, here we go. Hey, what's going on, Kat? Listen, we're on live right now. I got you on speakerphone. If you jump on the Instagram page, there's a lady named Kim Walla, and she says, I'm ready. I've got money. Just call me back. Can we make sure?
I'm calling Kim.
Not a girl. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
And
Talk to you soon.
Kim Walla, they are in the office right now. We just called. So you can always pick up the phone and call and get a hold of somebody. Sometimes people fall through the cracks. So we just do our best. So if you want it, come get it.
It says, can I get smart lipo? I suffer from hypothyroidism. Absolutely. So smart lipo, all it is there's a laser that we use and it emits energy underneath the skin. It traumatizes the collagen layers and it induces new growth, okay? And it helps with the skin tightening, okay? It has nothing to do with any type of metabolism or metabolic processes.
Lucy Rodriguez, how can I get a free quote? Well, that's really easy. We have this quick quote system. Go to our website, myshapelipo.com. The link on Facebook's not working. Facebook limits it for some reason. So just go to our website, or go into a new browser, myshapelipo.com. The quick quote's right there on the front of the page. That's it. Quick and easy.
Good. Yeah. So this young lady says, Jay McFar. Listen, I recognize you, Jay McFar. You're like one of our faithful followers. You're on here quite a bit. Listen, can we do just the front and then do the back on a separate procedure? Absolutely. Send your photos in. Let's come up with a game plan. Listen, we don't like to waste time. We don't want to waste your time. So when you show up, whatever you're ready to do and whatever we have scheduled to do, we attack it with a vengeance so that you can get home and get to resting and get to healing, okay? So if you're ready and we're ready and we're doing the front of the abdomen, we will get you done. When you come back, we're doing the back, we get the back done, okay? So we will come up with a custom plan just so that you have amazing results and we can get the most amount of fat out of you at one time.
Yesenia, she says you just had the bariatric surgery in December. When can you get lipo? I think the generic answer to that is 6 months, but ultimately we need the wounds to heal.
Mm-hmm. So we want to give your body a chance to kind of stabilize too. You're basically limiting the amount of nutrients that your body is needing, and you're starving your body. So get to a homeostasis or a steady state, and then let's take a look at you.
Marie, don't wait for people to call you. Call us. We're in the office now, so you can call the girls like right now. They're there right now, and they're there 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So I'm sorry if you didn't get that call back or the expectations that you were going to have a call back. We have so many people we're trying to help, so help us to help you.
Oh, my wife just jumped on. Hey, what's up?
Because there's a picture of her behind there.
Oh yeah, listen. hey Granville, can you throw my wife's picture up there again?
Definitely.
Let's put her on blast. There we go. It's coming, I promise.
It's coming.
So LaShonda says, I did the quick quote 2 days ago, already had my formal consultation and surgery scheduled next month. Quick and easy process. It can work out that way. I know it can work out that way, and it should work out that way. So I'm hoping each of you get through this process quick and we get you taken care of the way you should be taken care of.
Yeah, so here's my wife, right? Okay, listen. And hers was funny, and I've told the story before. Got a new machine, and I said, come on, let's go try it out. I didn't give her any prep time. So she basically says, whoa, we didn't talk about this. You want to go today? And I was like, yep, let's go. So we ran down. I worked on her. Luckily, her expectations, she didn't know what to expect. And she was, a little uncomfortable for a couple of days. And then she returned to being an amazing mom of my 3 amazing kids. And she's back functioning after a couple of days. And this is 3 years ago that we did this. And she just, she's amazing. She's an amazing person. So.
Azu Sensia says, how long do you have to stay in Nevada after the procedure? You want 360 lipo and lipo to the arms. So our basic recommendations are come 24 hours prior, so make sure that you get to your appointment on time, and then stay for 48 hours afterwards to allow for the bulk of the draining to be done and for your body to recoup a little bit.
Absolutely.
Now, you mentioned that getting the arms and the 360 lipo, we won't do those all at the same time. Look, here's the reasoning. And I want you guys to be very clear on this. So we've found that when we get too aggressive, removing too much fat off of individuals, the complications elevate significantly. So when we push it too far, you can have more and more problems. And we're not looking to put people in the hospital. We're not looking to have any complications. We're not looking to have any problems. So we are trying to keep these procedures within a reasonable size so where we can maximize the amount of fat that we get out of the treated area to get the best possible results. As I said earlier, there are other doctors that will do all your full body lipo in one procedure. You go down to Tijuana, they'll do the full body in one procedure. The problem is that they don't get enough fat out. They don't get the good results in any of the areas.
Right.
So now you get crappy results, and you have to go pay for the whole thing to be redone again. So do it right the first time. Go to someone who can get you the best results, and try to keep it safe. Look, this is a cosmetic procedure. There's no reason to put your life in danger to get these results.
Absolutely. Okay. Myri says, do you have to make an appointment? No. Jump on the website. On our website, myshapelipo.com has a link where you can get a quick quote. You enter some information, and you can have a pretty good idea on what your procedure is going to cost. Listen, Trevor talked just barely about a lady that had like a seamless like transition and got a consultation and she's booked. That's because she was committed. She was ready. She was at that state. She went through that whole process. She scheduled the $100 consultation with us. We looked at her. She's on the schedule.
Yeah, it can happen quick.
You guys want it done? Then get off your butt and get going.
This is the tough place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mia, she says the pictures behind the back, is that just lipo? All of these are just lipo. No tummy tuck, no cutting, no big scars. It's just liposuction.
Yep.
And the reason why we're able to get this, and you might say, well, how come nobody else is getting this? Well, the reason why is we have proprietary techniques that we've developed over years, thousands and thousands of procedures, making mistakes and learning from our mistakes and getting things better. That's why we're able to get these results, and it's consistent. You can see these are actual people, and you can follow them on our private Facebook group, My Shape Lipo Support Group, and you can speak with them. This is the real deal.
So Mary's got a question for you, and we've talked about this before. What do you want to do with this?
So currently the $100 thing we've been saying is part of the procedure that may be changing though.
So as of right now, we are allowing that $100 to be credited towards your procedure. Okay, it might be changing because we've changed the prices. We've made it a little more accessible for more people, and so when you do that, you've got to figure out how to balance that out.
So Anna asked if we can come to Oklahoma, Tulsa. I actually really like Tulsa. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's cool.
I got a hilarious story about Tulsa, right, in Oklahoma.
But no, I'm not coming there to do your procedure. I'm not licensed in Tulsa, and I'm only one person. Kale's only one person. So, and we're here in Nevada, so it's a cheap flight from anywhere, and it's way better for you to come to us than us go to thousands of different people around the country. It's not really realistic. So
so my Tulsa story is, as I was driving to PA school, okay, I was going across the country from Arizona. I got out of the Panhandle area and I'm going into Oklahoma, and I'm almost to Tulsa, and then all of a sudden the Eddie Rabbitt song comes on, Living on Tulsa Time. And that's like an old song, and I thought, what in the hell? And it was just like super fitting as I'm going into Tulsa. It was a great trip. I'm glad I went out to the East Coast to go to school. But yeah, it is a cool place, really pretty. I love like the vegetation and stuff on that, like right at Tulsa, going into like the other states like Missouri.
I got to see the remnants of a tornado when I drove through Tulsa.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. It was like the finger of God, like literally just carved like a pattern through the trees. It was amazing.
So Soraya, listen, can you feel pain, any pain while getting the procedure? Listen, that's an important question that we address a lot. Okay, so you are awake this entire procedure, and the reason that we keep you awake is because it's healthier, it's safer, and we can be more aggressive. Okay, this whole design, this method of doing liposuction, the way that we do it, was invented by a dermatologist, and it's just safer, and the outcomes are better. So you can feel some discomfort at times, and we address that. But we've done a lot of procedures, and I've never had anybody stop, okay? And I think you said maybe one, I think. So yeah, we work you through it, and we make sure that you are comfortable, and we get the results that you're looking for. So Fabi Luna González dice, habla español. Sí, hablamos español. Cuando se entra en su información por la página de web, yo voy a contestarte en español, okay?
Could you just mention up on the quick quote Up on the right hand corner of the quick quote, you can change the language from Spanish to English if you want.
So, sobre la página donde se puede conseguir esa quick quote price o ese precio rápido, en la izquierda, bueno, en la esquina arriba a la derecha hay una bandera de los Estados Unidos. Se puede clic esta parte y puede cambiar hasta español y toda la forma sería en español, ¿ok?
Hey Granville, are you able to put up the quick quote behind us and we can just kind of walk through it?
Definitely, let's do it.
Oh, that'd be great.
So we're going to show you what this quick quote system looks like and kind of discuss some of the, the functionalities of it. Let's see, what does this say?
Okay.
Might as well start from the beginning.
So esto es la página de web donde se entran, ok. Esto es lo que veas.
So this is our home page. And you
Y al
want to
centro,
click on that red button there in the middle.
hagas un clic y eso va a llevarte a una página donde se puede recibir un precio rápido, ok. Según su categoría de cuerpo.
Okay, so as this loads, the internet's slow.
Oh.
So we have this first section. I don't know if they can even see it on here.
Yeah.
I know that the lighting is bleaching out the background.
You know what? Do we really need to see you guys?
No,
No.
no. So yeah, if you can make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So what
if
we're
we turn this off? Would these lights turn helping?
I don't know. I think it's just it's not getting any of the
Yeah.
detail. Well, if you can just put some. So this is the first part here where you put your information in there.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna click past that. So we put information in there. So you just name, phone number, email, and we'll click past that.
Bueno, por Facebook
And then
se puede leer
The
bien.
next step here. What's going on? Okay, there we
Okay,
go.
ahí está. Eso se llama quick quote.
So the next step you're gonna see when you scroll down a little bit. Man, this internet sucks.
Con esta página vas a entrar su información personal en cuanto a cuánto pesa y cuál es su altura. Y de esto vamos a tener una categoría donde se queda. Vas a elegir lo que indica la suya categoría y después vamos a tener otras opciones para que sepas el precio.
So Granville is doing this is first. So the first part, what you're gonna do is you're gonna fill out that your weight, and then your height in feet, and then in inches, and then it'll give you your BMI. So in this case, he put in the weight of 200, the height of 5'8", which gives you a BMI of 30.5. Then you scroll down to this next section here, and it asks you choose a category based off of your BMI calculation. So you can scroll down a little bit. And this is showing stuff backwards, so we apologize just with the.
We just.
Yeah. So it's I'm sorry, you just gonna have to kind of make do.
All right.
So it shows the BMI was 30.5, so that puts you into category number 2. So you click on category number 2, then it'll open up specific information. So the pictures that you'll see will be specific to a person in category 2. So the individuals were in all of these pictures are the same height and weight in general as you. So you can see these first pictures will show you how our 3 sections of the body breaks down, and we show you which part of the body we would be treating. So you see in the upper body, we're treating the arms and the underarm and the upper back. The chin is not included in these pictures because of, we just didn't have the right picture. But that's hopefully to come in the future. Then you scroll down, we got some disclosures. You don't need to click on that, but let's go to the pricing section.
I think we have to because.
No, you
can't go.
can just open up the pricing. It won't let you submit without.
I think but you gotta highlight them, right?
And then when you scroll down here, we're gonna and this is the pricing section. So you're gonna input your information so we know who is the person that's going through this process. And then this first part, you're gonna choose your section. So this is the third of your body that you wanna work on. So you wanna work on the upper body, you wanna work on the midsection, or you wanna work on the lower body. And let's click on the midsection here. And we scroll down, there's a basic paragraph that is directed specifically to individuals at this size, this BMI range. And it gives you 3 options here for the abdomen. And we have the 360 lipo. So people at this BMI level are able to do 360 lipo. But if you choose to, you can break it down into smaller procedures, and you can do the front of the abdomen as well, and then split it up and do the back. Some individuals we may require for them to do this depending on their size. And this is typically those individuals that get closer to the next level. Sometimes they'll carry the bulk of their weight in the midsection, particularly in the front of the abdomen, which requires us to split it up. So yeah, go ahead and click 360 lipo, scroll down. This is our add-on section. So if you wanted to add on any other additional treatments, the Smart Lipo is included on select areas. For example, the front of the abdomen is included in all of those areas. However, if you're treating areas that it's not included and you want to get an additional Smart Lipo, then that's an additional fee. If you want fat transfer to your butt or to your breast, that's an additional $2,000 for that process. And we also have the option for the recovery house. So say you're flying in from out of state and you want to stay somewhere and have someone look after you, the recovery house is available. So you can see that. So the price here that we have is for 360 lipo, fat transfer to the butt or the breast, and you also get to stay at a recovery house. So click off that they don't want to do the fat transfer. So you can see an individual at this level, the BMI of what was it, between 27 and 31, the 360 lipo is $8,000. Really simple, easy. So this again gives you a basic idea of what our pricing structure is. And if you're serious and you're ready to move forward, then the next step would be getting your formal consultation where we can see pictures specifically of you, and we can answer all your questions, concerns, and do that in the formal consultation. So again, quick quote, super easy. Everybody on here, just go on there, just test it and see if it works. So we just want to, get as many people going through it and testing it, and share with us your input. If there's something that should be changed, someone mentioned today adding the pubic area. We're going to add that on there later today. So if you have any
part where Kale was talking about on the front.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So there you let me zoom in a little bit so you can see that.
Ahí está, se puede cambiar hasta español en esa esquina acá.
Yeah.
Eso da la opción en español. Bueno, tenga paciencia por favor, porque estamos creando eso. Tenemos que chequear todas las palabras y asegurarnos que está correcto. Pero es muy fácil a entrar su información y sacar un precio bien rápido para que sepas más o menos lo que es. Se pueden incluir las otras opciones que tenemos en cuanto a Smart Lipo Laser y también una transferencia a los senos o los glúteos, y también a quedar en una casa que le va a ayudarle a recuperar, ¿ok? Entonces es muy fácil, tiene que ir a nuestra página de web y hacer este clic adentro para recibir su quote. Y después de eso vas a entrar su información de correo electrónico y vamos a enviarlo ese quote por correo electrónico y comunicarse con nosotros directamente después de hacer una cita de consulta, ¿ok?
Okay, Hilton, yes, we do perform arm lipo. Norma, do you do lipo with the FUPA, not just the mom? Yes, we do. And as stated earlier, I'm going to be changing this on the quick quote form. When we treat the front of the abdomen, or even in the 360, if it's needed, we'll go into the pubic area as well. That's just going to be included, so you don't even have to worry about it. We'll just take care of it for you.
Celine, yes, we do liposuction and fat transfer to the butt and the breast. Jim McForrest, can you fix the hip dips? Hip dips are really tough because when you put fat into an area, your body has to reestablish a blood supply to those fat cells. Okay, it's very tricky. That's why dentists, whenever you lose a tooth, oftentimes they don't just put it right back in because it won't take. So same thing with fat. When you do the hip dips, oftentimes people lay on their hips and it's just one of those pressure points naturally on your body. And if your body doesn't reestablish a blood supply to that portion, then the fat's not going to take.
You know what I found?
What's that?
This hip dip that people talk about, the reason why it forms is when you have fullness up into the waist area, and then when you and I'm gonna do it with my arm, but when you raise your leg out to the side, it bumps up against the fat on top, which causes a fold. And so people will naturally get a dip there. And so the solution is not adding fat there. The solution is not adding fat there. The solution is taking all the fat up above and creating the hourglass figure. The dip goes away, disappears
Absolutely.
every time.
Granville, did you ever get that picture of that young lady that had a bunch of fat down her lower back? The younger 20-year-old looked like a spare tire across her back. We'll see if we can get those photos next time. But bottom line is, this young lady had just some unfortunate genetics, and she put on some weight down. Looked like a flat tire across her back, and there was so much weight there that it was pushing on her butt, made her butt look like it had a bunch of cellulite there. Okay, once we removed the fat from that particular area, it looked like we gave her a butt lift, and it was nice and smooth because all of that fat was pushing down on the buttocks.
Right.
So same idea as far as the hip dips go.
Okay, Jessica, I'm not sure what you guys are talking to. You just said me too. I want to get started before I go there. Anne, I have, you're 52 years old. Yes, you can get liposuction.
So that's classic, right, for Spanish speaker, right? I have 52-year-old, tengo 52 años. Bueno, no nos importa si su cuerpo está saludable y tú eres un candidato buena, o puedes tener liposuction.
Can you do this if you keloid?
So this is an interesting question. Keloid is typically refers to a hyper scarring state of the skin. So here's the answer to that. I worked in dermatology for a little while, okay, and we had a lot of people that suffered from keloid scarring. You can do this procedure, absolutely. The keloids will form, but if you get into a dermatologist, there's some treatments with some steroids and close monitoring where you can keep the size of the keloid at bay and controlled.
Can someone have tummy tuck and BBL with thyroid problems? Yes, things need to be controlled. So whenever you have any of these procedures, any procedure in general, you can be cleared medically. It's just that whatever your medical condition needs to be controlled.
Okay, BR Vero Firm Ramirez, she sent a request to be live in our video. I'm sorry, we just don't have those capabilities yet, but maybe next time.
Is there an age limit?
I'm just messing with you.
There is no age limit. It's more about your health. So it's not about your chronological age, but your biological age. So there's some people, like say for example, if you're a smoker, you're chronologically you may be 50, but biologically you may be 80. So if you're healthy, even though you're 80, that's okay. We can do it. I've done liposuction on an 84-year-old multiple times.
So the oldest I've ever done is like 76-ish. Never done an 80-year-old, but even still, yeah, I mean, we do a really, really good job of making sure that you're an appropriate candidate for this procedure and make sure that we mitigate all of the risks so that you don't have any bad complications, okay? So Lindsay Mendoza asked about a J-plasma. Yeah, so J-plasma and smart lipo, you know, all of these technologies, they're the same. They basically traumatize the collagen layer to induce skin growth or, you know, a hyper response of the skin so it retracts.
There's slightly different technologies, but the idea is the same, where they use a heat and energy source to stimulate the collagen growth.
So Roca Yasmin says, quiero saber cómo mandó las fotos. Bueno, tiene que ir a nuestra página de web y hacer ese quick quote. Después de entrar su información, vas a hacer ese quick quote. Eso va a ponerte en nuestro sistema. Vamos a enviarte otro link para subir las fotos y podemos ver lo que tienes, ¿ok? How can I make an appointment from SW8 Candy? So we do everything through the computer system. COVID has kind of basically revolutionized, or changed, I should say, how people practice medicine. So, you know, most of our clients are also from out of state. So the internet and video conferencing and all of the technology that we have, we utilize that to make sure that, you know, we're being good community citizens and not spreading around a bunch of viruses at this time. So utilize our online platform, submit your information, and we'll get in touch with you. Absolutely.
And so for all these different options, as far as the, so we have the quick quote, which is where you should start. You get your basic pricing. If you like that and you're ready to move forward, the next step would be getting your formal consultation, in which case you submit photos and get a phone conversation from us to discuss the plan. And that's kind of solidifying everything and ensuring that all this can work out for you. Now, for some of these people that I know that don't necessarily fit into our quick quote system, or you may have questions or concerns like simple basic stuff, we're allowing for a free email quote. So if you want to do this option, it allows you to send pictures. We can look at your basic situation, and as long as it's basic, we can respond simply with email. But if you have more complex situations, then you're gonna want to do the formal consultation. Liz asked, where is the support group? It's on Facebook, and you're just gonna go in the groups section on Facebook and search for My Shape Lipo support group.
So it's probably, the way I found it is a little easier if you go to, the My Shape Lipo Facebook page. On that page, there's a little banner across, and there's a couple different options. And there's a little like section that says groups. You click on that, it drops down, and it gives you the option for the support group. It's different than the regular group. The regular group is kind of general. We allow everybody to view it as public. The support group is private. We reserve it for only females. You have to agree to be positive and answer some questions. There's no ridiculing, there's no negativity there. Once you're a member, you can view all of the photos that are there, see all of the subject matter. Sorry guys, we don't allow you in, but it's an amazing resource where you can connect with previous patients.
So Norma says, do you do lipo, the fupa, not just the mom belly? I'm not sure what mom belly means, but as I was saying, I think you asked this question earlier. We do the fupa, or we call it the pubic area, and it would be included in the liposuction at the front of the abdomen. And if you want just the fupa area, we can work that out too. I don't have any structure in the current quoting system, so you'd have to call the office.
Yesenia Garcia, I have PCOS, sleep apnea, and asthma. Will I be able to get face lipo awake? Absolutely, you will. Yeah. So, I will. So the fat that you carry right through here can also, attribute and make the sleep apnea worse. And I would assume the fat that you're carrying around your midsection can also, really hinder your breathing at night. And so that's probably like further perpetuating sleep apnea. So, but yeah, it doesn't exclude you from getting liposuction.
Alejandra, you had 3 C-sections and you work out a lot and you still have some fat left behind. Will that help? Absolutely. Look, any amount of fat. We do very large people and we do very small people. I like showing these big pictures just because it's big, dramatic. On something like this platform, you can see from across the room these incredible results. Smaller individuals, the results are fine-tuned. You're not going to see, you won't see the big dramatic changes on these pictures behind us. So that's why we don't show as many.
So Maricelar 26, do you do Vaser lipo? Yeah, absolutely. We have a Vaser machine. It's the same idea as the Smart Lipo. It emits energy. It helps with removal of the fat and the skin tightening fascial bands. Oh, yeah. So the papada, I think, is this, or maybe the papada's down there. I don't know. But yeah, we do that there. There's another question that says, have you ever, this is an interesting, she might be a nurse, right? Have you ever encountered lidocaine toxicity with any of your patients? I want lipo, but this is my fear. So listen, that is an interesting question. So when the guy that developed this, Dr. Klein, he came up with this concoction that we use, the tumescent solution. There's a bunch of different practitioners that were using all sorts of different concentrations. And it typically, the plastic surgeons in their retro studies found that the higher doses led to lidocaine toxicity. And so he took all of this information from all these clinicians that were using this particular methodology of tumescent liposuction, and he came up with a number, what he believed kept people in the safe range, okay? We adhere to the safe range, okay? We don't want you to have lidocaine toxicity. We've never had anybody that has lidocaine toxicity because we care and we make sure that you are taken care of the entire time, okay? Lidocaine toxicity can be problematic, okay? But again, we get the fat out super quick, so you're not on the table and your body is not absorbing a lot of that stuff. So it doesn't get into the bloodstream. Most of it, we yank it out. So I wouldn't worry about lidocaine toxicity.
And a big part of why, and what we're doing for safety purposes is creating the size of the procedure that we do, so we don't allow you to exceed these limits and do too much in one procedure to where we would have to use that much medication. So this is a problem. Once we commit to doing something, we do it. And so if we commit to doing something and then we have to excessively take out too much fat and excessively use too much fluids, that could lead to problems. So our goal is to make these procedures the size of which is going to be safe for you. And so that's what we're trying to do. And lidocaine toxicity is a big part of it.
Yeah, so Miriam asked, so you do, do we need to get blood work done? Absolutely, yes. We want to make sure that your body is in a healthy state. So when we move forward, you set your date, we send you a request to go get some blood work. The results come back. We take a look at them. We make sure that your body is in an appropriate state. Make sure there's not any major complications. It's a way of mitigating any future problems, and then we go ahead and we move forward. Now, in some cases, some of our clients have had anemias, right, which are very normal, right? They typically run on the lower side, and anemia means a lack of certain blood product. Typically, it's a red blood cell, okay? So if you don't have enough, sometimes we start you on therapy to get that number up because you're gonna bleed a little bit when we do the procedure, okay? So that's a way for us to screen it and prevent problems in the future, okay?
All right, we're going to be done here shortly. I'm sorry that we didn't get to everybody's question, particularly here on Facebook. We do these live videos often, usually twice a week. I know that we have a lot more Spanish speakers now, and we are looking to possibly open up a day where we do specifically Spanish to cater to you guys and help out.
Bueno, eso depende de yo, ¿no? Porque es difícil
Sí, depende también.
sentarme acá, estoy pensando en inglés, pero tengo que hablar en español, es difícil a mantener un tono de ideas, de charlar, y también tengo que pensar todo eso en español, entonces es difícil. Pero en el futuro, te lo prometo que vamos a tener algunos live feeds en español, 100% en español. Bueno, hay una pregunta acá, que es cierto que duele mucho la puesta de la anestesia. Bueno, hemos tenido un montón de clientes y hemos tenido clientes que cuando hacemos todos los pasos no tienen ningún dolor, ¿ok? Pero en algunos pasos de la cirugía, esos, tienen se duele un poco, se pica un poco, pero se puede hacerlo, te lo prometo, ¿ok? Yo he hecho eso sobre mi esposa y todavía ella me ama y no me han dejado. Y también a Trevor, él hizo esa cirugía sobre su esposa y ella todavía le ama, ¿ok?
So our time is coming to conclusion here, but I do want to say that for all of you, you should be getting started with the quick quote process. This gets you a basic idea of your pricing. When you're ready to move forward and you're serious, schedule the formal consultation. That's when you have us at disposal for a good 30-minute conversation where you can ask us all the questions specifically that you might have, and we can get you set up to where the whole process is set up for you and the plan is laid out. And then get you ready to schedule your procedure and pick a date and time.
So real quick, Yai makes the comment, Antanas, I'm sorry. She says, the support group helped me out a lot. So she's commenting that she joined the support group, the MyShape support group. She was able to ask her questions. I would assume she saw a lot of photos. Typically, any question that has ever been brought up about this procedure will be addressed in our group, okay, at some point. If you need immediate answers to whatever question you have, you post it on there, and there's a ton of people that are willing to answer and help you walk you through the process. So it's a very valuable resource, and it also adds credibility to what we're saying on these live videos because, we tell you what our experience is, we tell you what we believe is the best thing, and then it gets reiterated by those that have gone through it. So it's very valuable, okay?
Yeah, definitely get on the group. It's a private Facebook group. It's called MyShape Lipo Support Group. Just go search it up on Facebook. Many of the questions you may have will be answered there. We do these videos often, so if you don't watch them regularly, you can go back and look some of our old ones. It's the same questions over and over. The people ask the same questions every day, so you'll just see us answer them a little bit different each day. But the answers are there, and when you're ready, get that quick quote, and if you're ready to move forward with your procedure, then your formal consultation is next. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week, or later this week, hopefully. Maybe even in Spanish.
Yeah, maybe in Spanish.